The countdown is on.
We're almost there. I'm Kyson Schultz. On this edition of Kcat News, we'll recap our Art and Tech Showcase.
I'm Samantha Brewster. We'll also bring you a story about our recent performance at Regional Music.
Kcat News starts right now.
Our first story is about an annual tradition that has become a shining event for MHS.
The Art and Tech Showcase is an opportunity for our students to exhibit their work to the community. Here's Kcat's Mallory Ramos with more.
On Thursday, April 18th, the Mulvane School District held their annual art show. This showcased work from all ages K through 12. Mulvane High School art teacher Teresa Tree and art students Cheyenne Bullard and Jaylee Booker speak about the values of this treasured yearly event.
I've been working in Mulvane, and it's hugely popular amongst the community. It is a K-12 community experience to celebrate the arts, the woods, the metals. We now have the jazz band. You can come and enjoy free cookies and juice. We have it every year. The kids prepare truly creating artwork from day one that could potentially be placed in the art show. We love to see the community come together to celebrate these kids.
I'm in art, and so what I think is really important about the art show is it kind of shows talent that you wouldn't expect some people would have. It's also a good way to express yourself, and it's a good way just to kind of get a message out there, even if sometimes they don't let you put it up.
I had several pieces in the art show that really spoke to me. The art show for me was a way to put my art and my ideas and how I'm feeling out there for other people to see and really make people think about the art. It's just a way for them to twist their mind around new concepts, and I think that's really cool.
Congrats to those who had their work featured, and thanks to everyone who came out to see some inspiring work. Mallory Ramos, Kcat News.
Thank you, Mallory.
That looked like a lot of fun.
It's time to check in for Spring Sports Update.
Here's Will Perkins with our sports report. Will?
Hello sports enthusiasts, I'm Will Perkins, and it's time for your latest sports update. We have some exciting developments in the world of high school sports. Let's jump right into it. The Mulvane High School softball team played 2 doubleheaders against Clearwater in a makeup game at Winfield. In the first game, the Wildcats regained the lead with 3 runs in the 4th and the 5th innings. In the second game, they held off the Indians with 4 runners across the plate. In the makeup game with the Vikings, the Wildcats won 17-1. The Wildcats' strong performance was aided by their strong defense and the contributions of their players. The varsity girls are sitting at 12-4 on the year and 4-2 in league play. The Wildcats hope to extend their 9-game winning streak next week as they travel to Circle on Monday and Annandale on Thursday. The Mulvane High School baseball team also played 2 doubleheaders against Clearwater in a makeup game at Winfield. In the first game, the Wildcats took an early lead and won 13-1. Nolan Feverly threw the win, and the team had 11 hits. In the second game, the Wildcats took a 10-0 lead and collected 11 RBIs. In the third game, the Wildcats traveled to Winfield and won 9-2. The team had 10 hits with Lucas Sorensen, Braden Tatum, and Hayes Inslee all having 2 hits. Nolan Feverly and the Wildcats collected 5 RBIs. The varsity team is sitting at 11-3 on the year. The Wildcats will be on the road all next week as they travel to Circle on Monday and Annandale on Thursday. The Mulvane High School track and field team competed in the Clearwater Invitational and Andover Invitational. The Wildcats won 1 second-place finish and 3 third-place finishes. Cole Zimmerman placed second in the 1,600-meter run, while Hunter Landis won the bronze in the 400-meter dash. Ethan Hankins placed second in the 3,200. Jacob Wilson, Jonathan Wilson, Cole Zimmerman, and Joan LaRue finished third in the 4x800-meter relay. The team also had 5 additional medalists. The Wildcats will be back in action May 2nd at the Circle Invitational. The Mulvane girls soccer team only had 1 regularly scheduled game this past week, and it was a long drive to McPherson for a matchup against the always tough Bullpups. The Wildcats had trouble finding the net as they fell 0-8 to the Bullpups. Madison Shaw guarded the Wildcats net and finished the game with 8 saves with 16 shots on goal. The JV team fell 0-4 against McPherson. The varsity girls move on to 4-5 on the year and 3-3 in AVLTCL play. The varsity men's golf team at Mulvane finished 7th in the Circle Invitational and 5th in the Arc City Invitational. Dylan Paul and Dylan Mount were the top finishers. earning medals in both tournaments. The Wildcats also participated in the Derby JV Invitational and the Winfield Country Club Invitational. That's all in the sports world. Will Perkins, Kcat News.
Thanks for that look at sports. Continuing with Will's report, we have a closer look at a couple of our sports teams.
These stories are brought to you by the 21st Century Journalism class. First up is Georgie Friesen, Layla Meyer, and Brinley Webb, with a look at the incredible season by our baseball squad. Take it away.
The Mulvane High School baseball team starts the year off with a hit. The Cats swept El Dorado on April 1st, bringing the record to 5-2. Sophomore Parker Clubb hit his first home run of the season. Clubb is a pitcher and catcher for the varsity team. He states that the coaches have helped everyone come together to be more like a team.
Coaching-wise, we've all, the coaches and the players have come together a lot closer too.
Coach Steve Nelson has been a head coach for 6 years with a combined record of 51-51. Last year, they lost to Pratt in the first round of regionals. Nelson says that this year's team has a lot of potential if they can score at least 4 to 5 runs in a game.
Timely hits, making sure that we get hits when they're in big situations and we score enough runs. Because if we can score 4 or 5 runs a game, I think we're going to win a lot of games. So we just have to keep getting better offensively.
According to Nelson, the strongest part of the team is the pitching staff. Junior Nolan Feverly, a pitcher for the Cats, has 23 strikeouts on the season. He has 10 hits and 1 home run on the year. Feverly states that this year, the team works better together than in the years prior.
Just kind of gelled together better this year than we did last year, and we're starting to win more games.
The Wildcats are working towards regionals, which will take place May 13th. For Kcat News, I'm Layla Meyer.
Thanks, ladies.
And now, here's a look at their track team by Kendall Berry, Nolan Feverly, Tucker Hargrove, and Charlie Richardson.
Runners, on your mark, get set, go. The sound of cheers go across the Mulvane High School track and field as the athletes take their position. The Wildcats have had a great start to their season, hosting 2 meets so far. In their second meet, the men's team took home the gold. The Mulvane High School track and field team has been putting in the work since the start of the season. The athletes have been pushing themselves at practice. Jonah LaRue credits the team's effort for their early success.
Just working hard, staying consistent. Yeah, just being consistent with what we do in practice.
This early success has led the MHS track and field team to bond exceptionally well with each other. The team's hard work at practice has played a significant role in this. The athletes have been working together, encouraging each other, and pushing themselves to be better. The team's strong connections and friendships have been many athletes' favorite part of the sport.
I get to hang out with my friends. That's probably my favorite thing.
We have a pretty decently sized team, and so we can have a lot of fun in practice, and there's a lot of socializing that kind of makes it easier. Being around everyone, that's definitely my favorite part.
With many athletes breaking their personal records early on in the season, the athletes have continued to build goals to work on, with many having one important goal in mind, competing at a state level.
Definitely qualify for state. Last year, I was decently close and made a lot of improvements, worked on my spin. Now I'm getting close to that distance.
The team is gearing up and preparing for their next big competition, which will be held on April 11th at Cessna Stadium. This event, named KT Women, will include schools from all divisions across Kansas who compete and will be a tough challenge for the Wildcats.
It's a pre-state meet. It's all classes 1 through 6A, and you take your best people that can qualify for state there.
The upcoming competition will be a crucial event for the Wildcats. This meeting will be a big challenge for the team as they continue to strive for their success, working towards achieving their state goals. For Kcat News, I'm Tucker Hargrove.
That was a great look at sports. All year, our music program has been keying up for the state competition.
But before they participated in the regional music festival, Kcat's Sydney Adams has been following the story and has this look.
On April 6th, the MHS Band and Choir competed in regionals in Andover, where they qualified to go to state. There were solos, ensembles, and big groups participating. Esprit and Treble Choir both got the highest score of 1, and the big group choir got 1, 2, and 2 ones. Alex Bennett talks about their reaction to making it to state.
We were all very excited and partying. We were screaming, "We did that!" and the other choirs just looked at us funny.
Max Swain talks about the next step in preparations for state.
I feel like we are feeling pretty confident with how we've done, and we're going to start working on it this week again. So I think with the feedback we got, I think we're pretty confident in that.
Band also got 3 wins. Travis Keller talks about the band's experience.
It's kind of a long day for the kids. They go in and play and have to wait for their scores by the end of the day, and it just takes a lot of work to get that one ready and to get the opportunity to play at state, so it's kind of a big deal.
This Saturday, the MHS Band and Choir heads to Andover Central to compete and try to get a state ranking. For Kcat News, I'm Sydney Adams.
Thanks, Sid. Vaping has been an issue at high schools all around the country for years now, but what can be done to stop it?
Kale Ross has this report on the steps administration is taking to curb vaping at school.
Here in Mulvane High School, tons of students and administrators believe vaping has become a serious problem. To counteract this issue, administrators are planning to install vape detectors in every bathroom. But one question people have is, are vape detectors effective? Buying the vape detectors is still being discussed amongst administration.
Vaping is not just a problem here at Mulvane, but it's a problem everywhere right now. I've got daughters that go to a surrounding high school, and it's a problem there. I came from a neighboring high school before I came here to Mulvane, and it was a problem there. And so this really got started last year whenever a group of students, starting with Stuco and other student committees, started a discussion about how they really felt that vaping was a problem in the bathrooms here. After their discussion, it led to the adults in the building, our teachers meeting as a group, and our building leadership team deciding that it was also an issue that they would like to pursue. So basically, after students and staff reported to me that they wanted to see what we could do, we started looking in at different options to help the vaping problem here at the high school. These vape detectors would detect nicotine, they would detect THC, they would detect large noises, like for a fight or something like that, and they would also detect if there was any type of tampering or destruction of the device. Well, hopefully the benefit is it would deter kids from going in the restrooms and vaping, because they know once they did vape, they would be a suspect, they would be able to be searched at that point and could possibly face suspension from school, ticketing from the Mulvane Police Department, and other consequences of that. But I think the biggest thing is we want our other students that don't like to walk in the restrooms and have people vaping or peer pressure of vaping to be eliminated.
Yes, I care if kids vape. Number one, it's illegal. Number two, if you have to do it in school, you probably have a pretty serious problem if you cannot make it 7 hours during a school without vaping. Yeah. It's just bad for you. I'm afraid I'm going to be writing more tickets until we get the problem resolved. I hate writing tickets to kids, number one. And number two, it's going to take your time. If you get a citation from me, you have to go to court. After court, you're assigned 10 hours of community service that has to be done. And if you complete this, the first ticket we throw away. If you happen again, through the Kansas Safe School Act, we can actually suspend driver's license. And I don't want to do that. But each time the consequence gets worse. So you go from 10 hours to, I believe, 40 hours of community service. I don't want to do that. But I also need kids not to vape at school.
Well, I like being able to use the bathroom instead of having to stand behind a line of delinquents trying to get their fix in before class. See, I've never seen them in action or demonstrated before, but I don't know, I just hope they work. It's better than having somebody in there at all times watching people use the bathroom. So.
Thanks, Kale. One of Mulvane High School's best kept secret is our Teaching as a Career program.
Once again, from the 21st Century Journalism class, here's Aspen Allen, Lee Bellard, and Marissa Wesley with this look at this career pathway.
Mulvane High School offers many classes for many different career paths. One of these classes help kids learn how to teach as a career. Steve Nelson teaches this class because he wants to help kids find their own path by letting students work off of their own experiences and using some of his experience from his 20 years of teaching. He encourages students to pay attention and listen. He wants them to be the best version of themselves so that they can be successful and be good role models.
Like personal experiences and just things that I have done as a teacher, I just try to give them as many experiences as I can.
This class gives students ideas on what they want to do in life. He wants the students to have as much experience as possible so when they are older they can start their life. Student Taylor Florio talks about why she likes this class.
I feel like he explains things more in depth. Like on Wednesdays, he has the kids stay in class and he goes through the lesson plan and like how to grade and all of that.
Florio says this class is a good opportunity for those who want to be some sort of teacher, because you get opportunities to go out and see teaching in person, go to different schools such as Munson Grade School and Middle School, and you even get to learn here at Mulvane High School through being a teaching assistant. Florio's cousin Crystal enjoys this class for different reasons. She has different inputs because when she started this class she felt like she knew what she was doing because she has several family members who are teachers. She also has been doing her studies and wants to become a teacher, so this class is perfect for her.
I think he does good. He provides a lot of examples for us. He's always trying to take our experiences and help show us like how we could have handled the situation differently or just the different types of control that certain teachers have.
This is one of many pathway opportunities that Mulvane High School offers. Nelson states that it's a good way to see if kids want to become a teacher. They can go see real-life experiences of kids in classrooms. For Kcat News, I'm Marissa Wesley.
Recently, Future Business Leaders of America traveled to Topeka to compete in state FBLA.
With more on this, here is Serena Barrett, Bailey Brady, and Callan Heineman.
Open the door to opportunity in FBLA. This year, 11 people made it into the FBLA state competition in Topeka, Kansas. For many people, it was their first time going to state. This year, there have been some new events like Intro to Programming, which is a computer science event. Sponsor Kyle Hedrick talks about some of the new events that are coming up.
Creating a programming project. And we had a student compete in it. He placed really well. So I like that they're integrating more computer science as well as their other traditional
Senior
business.
Xander Whitcomb has been in this club for 4 years and is the president. He goes on to talk about what event he was in.
I was in a business law test, hospitality management, help desk, and graphic design.
One of the freshmen in the club placed pretty high in his event. He placed 7th in the computer problem solving, 4th in Intro to Programming, and 3rd in network design and qualified for nationals. Future Business Leaders of America is an organization where high school students prepare for careers in business through academic competitions, leadership development, and educational programs. Wildcat News.
Thanks for that look at FBLA. As next year approaches, it's time to choose student leadership.
Recently, students had the opportunity to select STUCO members, including STUCO President. Kcat's Jaleesa Baxter caught up with the candidates and has this.
This year, for Student Council, students Camden Maltby, Fisher Dye, and Zachary Jensen all ran for STUCO President. Each of them answered a few questions and shared their thoughts, and here's what they said.
I ran to be president for the sake of representing our school and for the sake of representing all the groups that I'm already in. And also just because it's fun to run for it. I mean, I wanted to be able to help people, and I'm already in a lot of groups that already help people.
I've always I just loved being a part of the school, being involved, and I've always felt that I could do a bigger role than what I've been doing, and I like helping people, and I feel like me being student council president, I feel like I could definitely not just help the people that I hang out with, but everyone in this building and maybe even our school district.
I wanted to run for president because I think it would be a good leadership opportunity and because I wanted to represent the students of Mulvane High School.
I feel like I have a lot more relationships with different groups, and I can take in a lot of information and be able to equally represent everybody and represent what people want for the school.
I mean, they're great candidates. I mean, they would do an excellent job. But I feel like one thing that I'm going to do differently that I think that they wouldn't is everyone paints the picture that if you're on the football team or if you do a sport that you're a jock, you're too cool, you're a jerk, just those types of things. And I feel me participating in all of the sports that I have done so far, I can kind of change that stereotype, maybe make a better, maybe a better stereotype, you could say, and not really just include our athletics, but everybody, like just make more memories as a school instead of as just small groups and making longer traditions.
I feel like I'd probably enforce a lot of Stuco's rules and be a lot less relaxed with how much people can get away with stuff. I'd make sure that people are doing what they need to be doing and aren't just slacking off at events and such.
Results came out Friday, and Fisher Dye will be Stuco's new president, along with Camden Maltby as vice president. Jalissa Baxter, Kcat News.
Earlier this month, Derby's JROTC visited MHS for a presentation.
Kcat's Evan Grove was there and has this for us.
On Monday, April 15th, the Derby JROTC program marched in the gym during advisory here at MHS to honor military families. Soldiers have one of the hardest jobs out there, so what motivates them to sign up in the first place?
The main reason I joined the Air Force was because I wanted to do something different. I was walking from my college class and walked past the recruiter's office and went in there and talked to the Marine, the Navy, and the Air Force, and decided to join the Air Force because I wanted to leave home. Well, I didn't really have no inspiration around me. I had no family members that was ever served in the Air Force. It was just a thought came to my mind. I said, let's go do something.
I wanted to do something more with my life, so I decided to enlist and serve.
So the biggest thing I can think of was 9/11 had just happened a few years ago, and I really just wanted to go serve my country and get away from my hometown, travel, just a lot of things.
Soldiers are known for fighting on the front lines of war, but that isn't the whole picture. They do all sorts of jobs.
I'm an in-flight refueling operator, so boom operator is our short name that we all use for each other, and basically passing gas from one airplane in the sky to another.
I am a first sergeant.
The pay grade or the highest rank I made was Chief Master Sergeant, which is the highest enlisted force service rank.
Evan Grove, Kcat News.
That'll do it for this edition from Mulvane High School. Thanks to all those who contributed to this episode.
For the staff and the crew of Kcat News, I'm Samantha Brewster.
And I'm Kyson Schultz. Thanks for watching Kcat News.